Sports Cabinet Secretary Hassan Wario has a Tuesday date with Parliament's Labour Committee that now has to sit through recess to hear his explanations of what has been referred to as world-class graft and mismanagement that has eclipsed Kenya's world-class performance in the recently concluded Rio Olympic Games.
The role of the ministry in preparations and management of the team that went to Rio, the allegations of Team Kenya mismanagement by Nock, the legitimacy of disbanding Nock and transferring its roles to Sports Kenya.
Other officials involved will also be required before the committee to give answers. Chair of the committee, David Were, who gave the House an interim report of their own preliminary findings from their own observation tour, said they had a number of meetings with the Cabinet Secretary, Nock officials, and Kenya's head of delegation, Stephen Soy, to address some of the concerns that the athletes had raised.
They alleged that Nock did not procure tickets for them, hence they bought tickets for themselves. That was issue number one. Issue number two was an accreditation. Some officials complained on how accreditation was done, with media alleging of corruption in accreditation.
The investigations will center on allegations of mistreatment of athletes and officials, the bungled accreditation, and the distribution of kits to the team. Two Nock officials have been granted bail after appearing in court over allegations of mismanagement. General Team Manager Pius Ochieng and the Secretary General Francis Kanyiri Paul were each released on 200,000 shillings cash bail. Stephen Soy, the head of Team Kenya to the Rio Olympics, was said to be unwell and could not make it to court again. But even by the committee's own admission, Soy held a lot of sway in the running of things at the biggest sporting carnival.
So, Mr. Speaker, there was that kind of a problem in terms of even coordinating activities with the ministry and with the Nock, because the Nock was actually, closed inside the village, while the ministry was operating outside the village. And to access the village, you had to talk only to one man, and that was Mr. Soy.
The National Police Service has now disowned him. The National Police Service Commission said they will not review his appeal as he had reached the retirement age of 60. He was dismissed from the service in 2004 after vetting, but he went to court seeking a review and was among 59 officers reinstated in 2013. Pressure has been mounting on the Cabinet Secretary to resign for not just messing up Kenya's campaign in Rio, but for thumbing his nose into what is easily the fibre of Kenya's identity. Homa Bay MP Peter Kaluma has been collecting signatures to have him pushed out of office, but Wario has been defended by some other legislators, especially those from his community. Already, Wario has put together a team to investigate what really happened in Rio, and it will give its report by the end of September. Parliament, through this committee, is also investigating this shame and will also table its report before the whole House. Despite the tough talk and promises of investigations, there is still skepticism that action will actually be taken by a government and officials who've insisted that what happened in Rio was only a mishap. Sheila Sendeo, NTV, Nairobi.